When thinking about remodeling your home or space, one of the things that we get really nervous about is a change order or having issues during that remodel. We're going to address some of those today. We've got Abe Degnan joining us with Degnan Design-Build-Remodel. It's a lovely day out here. Thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely. I love recording outside. It's kind of a fun opportunity.
It really is. And okay, so here's the thing, as I mentioned, when we think about remodeling our home, obviously you're the expert, this is what you do.
Right.
We worry we're going to have problems, and I think that's the big thing. So let's talk about how we avoid that. And first of all, we're talking about change orders. So what is a change order exactly?
Well, you know, a change order is simply a change to what we're planning to do. Sometimes the homeowner causes it, sometimes it's something that gets discovered during the project.
Okay, so something, just like it says, you're changing the order.
Yeah, and you know us, we can be indecisive, but why do we try to avoid change orders? I know they're a hassle for you guys, right? Because it kind of snowballs into a lot of other things.
It does. It can really have an impact on the schedule of the job, and that's one of the main things that affects the homeowner. It's not just about the price, and it is always about the price, but it's also about the timing of the job and the flow of the job, and whether or not it delays what was going to happen next and how long it's going to take.
Okay, so we know what it is, we know what kinds of problems it can cause, but what do we do to, of course, avoid them and minimize them?
Well, we have something called our proven process for your successful project, and that lays out the steps all the way through design and construction and through a successful, happy contract completion. And the key is that we do a lot of planning and research up front. We have our design and pre-construction phase, and our goal is to discover everything possible during design and during pre-construction, during estimating, while visiting the house, in order to make sure that there is nothing going to surprise us during the project.
Oh, that's so nice to hear.
Yeah, so then what happens when there is a change order? When we were saying earlier how it just kind of snowballs, you have to then, well,
you know right about this, don't you?
Yes, my brother's in this field and he hates these things just because it does kind of slow down the timing of everything else, right? And the people that want to get back into their houses and that. So, and they have to understand that, because when they start making changes, it does snowball.
It does, it does. Our goal is to have zero change orders. We do the best that we can to plan things ahead of time, to get all the selections right, to make sure what flooring and paint and plumbing and everything is being done, to minimize the use of allowances that cause surprises in the budget or that cause delays in the project. And you know, none of us have x-ray vision, but as an experienced contractor that's been in this industry for over 20 years and in a company that's been around for 40 years, and I've been doing this since I was a kid, there's a lot of things that we are able to predict because of that experience.
Yeah.
It's
And
that
a lot
of prevention saying, right?
Oh, right. And a lot of you guys are perfectionists. So when it comes down to it and making all these little changes, it can be a little frustrating, because you know you have all these other people kind of contracted in to do their thing along the way as well, and kind of just backlogs a little bit.
It's nice that you have a process baked into what you do already to avoid these things. And you have some amazing before and afters. I love showing the afters, the work that they do to some of these homes. Tell us about some.
Well, you know, so today I'm featuring projects that had zero change orders, and we have a lot of them to choose from, but I just picked a handful of my favorite ones. I've got a couple of kitchens here, I've got an outdoor living project, and I've got a sunroom project, I believe, that I'm showing today. And all of these were done with great planning and zero change orders. So I am here to assure you that it is possible.
It is possible, and it's nice to know that that is, you know, the norm, and really avoid them whenever you can. So that's really good to know. We sure do enjoy learning from you, Abe. We're of course going to have you back and check in and learn a little bit more about your process in a later show, but thanks so much for joining us today and talking about this with us.
Thank you, Lee. Thanks, Jessa.
You bet. We'll be back with more after the break, so please stick around.